FIFA 13. Probably my favorite career mode experience. I can still remember attending the midnight launch event for this game at my local gaming store, getting home, starting an Everton Career Mode and playing all the way through the night until 16-year-old me had to go to school the following morning. Today, we're going to look back at 10 of FIFA 13's top Wonderkids and see just what happened to them. Make sure you watch all the way through because there are some of the world's best players and some that have unfortunately outright failed in their careers. So we're going to start off this video with an absolute bang. It is with one of the world's best players. It is Aiden Hazard. Of course, the Belgian midfielder famously moved to Real Madrid just recently for 150 million euros approximately. In FIFA 13, Hazard was a Chelsea player and he was already a superstar by that point. In FIFA 13, Hazard was an 87 rated player with 92 potential. Fast forward to FIFA 19 and the now 27-year-old is 91 rated with 91 potential. So it is safe to say that he has lived up to the massive hype that he had. In the time between FIFA 13 and present day, Hazard has appeared at 2 World Cups with Belgium. Most importantly, most famously, finishing 3rd at the most recent World Cup. And some massive honours that Hazard has picked up. He was a member of the FIFA World 11 in 2018. He was the 2014-15 Premier League Player of the Season, which is huge. He made the Premier League Team of the Year in the 2012-13 season, 13-14 season, 14-15 season, and 16-17 season. He was also awarded the PFA Players Player of the Year award in 2014-15, and he helped Chelsea win a lot of silverware. They won 2 Premier League titles whilst he was at the club, 1 FA Cup, 1 EFL Cup, and 2 Europa Leagues. It is safe to say that Hazard has been a world superstar, and FIFA 13 definitely not wrong in their prediction of him. Moving on to someone that we thought would follow a pretty similar career path to Hazard, but unfortunately has regressed slightly. It is the German World Cup hero Mario Götze. In FIFA 13, Götze was 84 rated with a 91 potential at age 20. Moving forward to today, and unfortunately that has dropped down as he is currently an 82 overall with just 83 potential. So between FIFA 13 and now, Götze has actually lost 2 overall on his base overall. But I mean, Götze was progressing quite steadily post FIFA 13, but lately he has definitely regressed. Famously, Götze scored the winning goal versus Argentina in the 2014 World Cup final in the 113th minute and became a German hero. And from that point, everybody thought, who is this kid? He is going to be one of the best in the world. But unfortunately, health issues in the past 2 years have really hurt him. He was diagnosed with a condition known as myopathy. Apologies if I pronunciated that wrong, but it is basically a muscular disorder which makes the fibers really not function properly, which is definitely a big issue. And ever since this diagnosis, really, Götze has been on a bit of a downward spiral, not able to get back to full fitness. Because of this, he missed out on selection at the 2018 World Cup. And he had shown periods of brilliance at both Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund, but has really not lived up to his FIFA 13 potential. We're kind of going on a roller coaster here because we're moving on to the 3rd player out of 10, and it is, just like Hazard, a world-class player and a world-class winger. It is Neymar. In FIFA 13, Neymar was 85 overall, so already a superstar at that point. But his potential, just like Mario Götze, was 91. And well, Neymar has eclipsed it because in FIFA 19, he finds himself with a 92 overall and 92 potential. In the time between FIFA 13 and present day, Neymar has gone from Santos to Barcelona to PSG, and I mean, he actually might be going back to Barcelona. That is the rumors at the moment, but obviously Neymar is a world superstar. He has not gone without his controversial career moments, of course. I'm not going to go into too much depth in them because I could make a whole video on them, to be fair, but his transfer investigation when he went to Barcelona, his PSG contract lawsuit, there is a lot. His potential injury fiending, him punching a fan or trying to punch a fan in the crowd when he was winning the awards at the Trophy de Champ final, I believe it was. But despite these controversies, there are no denying his talents. I mean, Neymar, personally one of my favorite players in world football. He is an absolute freak on the ball. In the time since FIFA 13, Neymar has gone on to win 2 La Ligas, 3 Copa del Reys, 1 Champions League, back-to-back league untitles, and an Olympic gold medal. And on a personal level, he did manage to pick up the 2017-18 League Earner Player of the Year. And I mean, say what you want about French football, but 34 goals in 37 games is quite impressive. Neymar definitely living up to his FIFA 13 potential. I mean, 3 players in, and we've had 3 pretty big name players. It feels like FIFA 13's class of talent is a good bunch of players. We move on to another Brazilian midfielder, also a Brazilian that has played at PSG. It is Lukas Mora. In FIFA 13, Lukas did have an overall of 82 with a potential of 90, and unfortunately, he has not lived up to it at the moment. Still 25 years of age, but at the moment he is an 83 overall in FIFA 19 with 84 potential. And just like Neymar, Lukas Mora has gone from the Brazilian league. He went from Sao Paulo to PSG, and of course now he's at Tottenham Hotspur. Lukas really has not lived up to his potential, but has had a pretty decent career. He did sign for PSG from Sao Paulo for £38 million, but signed for Tottenham 5 years later for £25 million after periods of both brilliance and mediocrity at PSG. But it is clear he did lose value. £13 million within 5 years. That is definitely a sharp decline given how much football transfer fees exploded over those 5 years. But again, since moving to Tottenham, he has showed moments of brilliance, including that ridiculous that hat-trick he got against Ajax in the second half. That was ridiculous. That got them through to the Champions League final. Now, of course, they lost that final, but Lukas was arguably the reason they got there. And he also got that hat-trick against Huddersfield at the new Tottenham Stadium in the past Premier League season. And I mean, it's not all doom and gloom with Lukas. I mean, he's 26 years of age now. He was 25 at the start of this season, but 26 years of age at the date of recording. He's only really just entering his prime of his career, isn't he? So if he can show those signs like he's had this season at Tottenham, there is no reason why he can't skyrocket in terms of overall and get close to reaching that potential. So we move from one half of North London to another, I wouldn't say legend, but a big name player that once played for a North London club. It is Jack Wilshere, the former Arsenal man. This is probably one of the saddest stories on the list. I think we all know what has really happened with Jack Wilshere, but in FIFA 13, he was so hyped up. He had an overall of 82 and a potential of 90 at just 20 years of age, but unfortunately, fast forward to FIFA 19, ahead of this season, he did start at a 79 overall with just an 80 potential. And in the time since FIFA 13, Jack Wilshere has gone from Arsenal to West Ham with a 1-season loan spell to Bournemouth in the middle. I mean, and the expectations on Jack Wilshere were so strong. At one point, he was considered to be the next big thing when it comes to England's midfield. He was expected to really take over from Steven Gerrard, with Roy Hodgson even saying at one point that he expected him to be captain of England. He's also garnered such comparisons as being called the next Xavi or the next Iniesta. But unfortunately for Jack, constant injuries have hampered what could have been a brilliant career. And I mean, he did show during his loan spell to Bournemouth last season that he still has quality. He just really needs to be healthy. Unfortunately though, this past season at West Ham was not kind to him. The club that he supported growing up, he only managed 8 games for West Ham throughout the entire season. And his current max potential is -2 from his base overall in FIFA 13, which just really shows how far downhill he has gone. Of course, we want Jack Wilshere to really pick up steam again, but at this point, it's looking very unlikely. So we are at the halfway point. We've just gotten over the halfway point of this top 10 countdown. The 6th player on the list is the Colombian James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez has lived up to his potential because, as of FIFA 13, he did have a base overall of 83 and a max potential of 89. Fast forward to FIFA 19, he has reached an 87 overall and 88 potential. So very close to getting what FIFA 13 said he would get. So in FIFA 13, James Rodriguez was an FC Porto player, but he did go from Monaco to Real Madrid, then to Bayern Munich on loan. A lot of us really recognized James Rodriguez following the 2014 World Cup, where he was arguably the standout player. He was the breakout player. What a tournament he had. I think that goal he scored against Greece is just ingrained in every football fan's memory. What a goal that was. And following that World Cup, he actually became the most expensive Colombian football when he was sold for £63 million. This surpassed the transfer fee that Monaco paid for Radamel Falcao. James Rodriguez has been pretty decent for the most part, but he was very strong during his first season at Bayern Munich. He was considered to be a key player in them going back to back in the Bundesliga, that is. But following his 2-year loan spell, Bayern Munich have said that they aren't going to retain him. They aren't going to sign him permanently from Real Madrid. So now it's a question of whether he's going to get game time at Real Madrid. And the mail is that no, he won't. So the rumor right now is that James Rodriguez is going to Napoli, which should be quite interesting. But a lot of silverware has been won for James Rodriguez. 2 Champions League titles is so impressive. He's won 2 Bundesliga titles, 1 La Liga title, and of course got the World Cup Golden Boot in 2014. So just an outstanding career for James Rodriguez, and it's not even close to done. However, we are going to move on from one of the best attacking players in the world to, I would say, one of the best goalkeepers in the world at the moment, and it is ter Stegen, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. In FIFA 13, the German goalkeeper was at Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga and had a base overall of 80 with a max potential of 89. Fast forward to FIFA 19 and ter Stegen has absolutely smashed those expectations out of the park. The Barcelona goalkeeper finds himself with a base overall of 89 and a 92 potential. He has absolutely killed FIFA 13's expectations. And you know what the scary thing is? He's only 27 years of age right now. And for a goalkeeper, that isn't even close to the peak of their careers. He's already one of the world's best goalkeepers, and he isn't even near his peak, which is crazy. Barcelona must have been playing career mode as well, because when they signed him from Borussia Mönchengladbach, they only paid £9.7 million for him, which is crazy given the fact that after his most recent contract agreement, he now has a buyout clause of €180 million. That is insane. Ter Stegen has picked up plenty of silverware himself whilst at Barcelona. He's a 4-time La Liga winner, a 4-time Copa del Rey winner, and a 1-time Champions League winner. And in 2018, he also managed to get featured on the UEFA Team of the Year. So given all these players on the list, I would say ter Stegen potentially has the best years still to come out of him, especially being a goalkeeper. Down to our final 3 players now, and they are all from the Italian leagues. This was a period where a lot of expectation was held on Italian players, and well, as you're going to see, that definitely didn't come true. The first player, probably the most famous out of all 3 of them, it is Stefan El Shaarawy, the icon, the cult hero of FIFA 12, FIFA 13, the silver legend. Did start off as a 76 overall in FIFA 13 with a potential of 89. And whilst he hasn't gotten close to reaching it, he hasn't had a shocker of a career, managing right now in FIFA 19 a base overall of 82, which of course is +6. That's decent growth. But FIFA 19 doesn't have much hope for him. 82 potential. In the time since FIFA 13, El Shaarawy has gone from AC Milan to AS Monaco on loan, to Roma on loan, before permanently moving to Roma. And like I said, he has grown from +6 of his base potential, his base overall in FIFA 13, but it doesn't look like that he's going to hit his overall, his potential in FIFA 13. And it's been a shame because, like a lot of these players in this whole series, I would say, injuries have really halted momentum for him. And he hasn't managed to get back to the insane form that he really showed in 2012-13 with AC Milan that really put him on the map. But on the plus side, on the positives, he is only 26, so his career is definitely not dead and buried. So we are going to move on to the second last player of this video, and surprisingly, it is our first defender. Safe to say FIFA 13 was very attacking orientated, but this is the biggest flop of the video. It is Alberto Messi. If you played FIFA 13, I'm sure you recognize that name. He was at Juventus in FIFA 13. He found himself with a 71 overall, so a very low base overall, but 88 potential at age 19. And the funny thing is, he wasn't even in FIFA 19 because he is currently playing in Serie C, the third division of Italian football. So his most recent feature in the FIFA series was last year, was in FIFA 18, where, get this, his base overall in FIFA 13 was 71, his max potential in FIFA 18, 71, his base overall in FIFA 18, 66, so he has gone down -5 overall from his base overall in FIFA 13, and he's now 25 years of age. It's very interesting to see what Juventus saw in him when he first played for them, because his career trajectory has just gone down the absolute shitter. He played at Juventus, of course, then he went to Pro Vercelli, on loan, then he went to Tirana on loan, then to Bari, then to Spezia on loan, and now off at Pisa in the Serie C. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that he is the biggest flop on this list. All the way from Juve, probably the biggest club, you would have to say the biggest club in Italy right now, all the way down to Serie C. But he's currently even struggling to get games in Serie C. He's only played 6 games in the past 2 years, which is, yeah, that's bad. But I mean, it's not all doom and gloom for Alberto. I had a quick little gander at his Instagram, and he's got a pretty hot missus, so he's not doing too bad. You've got to look for the positives in these situations. So that, if you can count, you would realize this is now the 10th player on the list. We've had 9 players. Arguably, I'd say most of them have done quite well, but this is number 10. This is Matteo Destro, a go-to player for myself and a lot of FIFA 13 career mode players. Destro did start FIFA 13 with a 78 overall, with a maximum potential of 88, but just like Alberto Messi has flopped, not as big as Messi, but definitely flopped, because at present day, 27-year-old Destro has a base overall of 74 and a max potential of 74. So he has gone down -4 from his FIFA 13 base overall. Destro hasn't had the same downward spiral as Messi though. He has gone from Roma to Milan on loan, AC Milan on loan, and then to Bologna on a permanent deal. So looking at his stats, he really has been a consistent Serie A goal scorer, hasn't set the league on fire, but it hasn't been ineffective. Again, it's the same story. Injury problems really hampered his development as he was beginning to enter his prime form at Roma. But obviously he's now past his prime, you would say, and probably won't live up to his initial potential, but he's had a career to be proud of, I would say. It hasn't been a terrible career. I mean, if you've played at Roma, AC Milan, and Bologna, that's something 99% of people don't achieve. Destro hasn't had a very successful career though, having not won a single piece of silverware as a pro. So definitely a pretty sad note to end this one off, but lads, that is FIFA 13's top 10 Wonderkids. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it. I'm definitely looking to do more of these in the future if the response is out there. Also, if you're new around here, make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. But I hope you have a fantastic day. It has been JarradHD here. I'll see you for the next one. I am out. Peace.